It is indeed legal to have wiring spliced together inside your breaker panel, according to the National Electrical Code, or NEC. To find this information in the NEC, refer to section 312.8a. This section states that conductors shall be spliced or joined with splicing devices identified for the use, or by brazing, welding, or soldering with a fusible metal or alloy. NEC 312.8b further clarifies that splices and taps shall be made in approved junction boxes, wiring devices, or metal enclosures. Your breaker panel is considered an approved enclosure. Circuit breaker panels are considered metal enclosures and meet the requirements of NEC 312.8b. Therefore, it is permissible to have wiring spliced inside a breaker panel, provided the splices are made in accordance with NEC 312.8a. Now let's delve into some additional considerations. Firstly, the wires being spliced must be of the same AWGO gauge. Using wires of different gauges can lead to overheating and potential fire hazards. Secondly, the splices must be made using approved splicing devices, such as wire nuts or crimp connectors. These connectors are designed to provide a secure and reliable electrical connection. Avoid using substandard or unimproved connectors, as they may not provide adequate insulation and could pose a safety risk. Thirdly, the splices must be properly insulated with electrical tape or other approved materials. Proper insulation is crucial to prevent short circuits and electrical shocks. Ensure that the insulation completely covers the exposed conductors and provides a tight seal. When performing electrical work, always prioritize safety. Firstly, turn off the power to the circuit breaker panel before starting any work. Secondly, use insulated tools to prevent electrical shocks. Thirdly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and gloves. Fourthly, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. Always consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and follow all applicable local codes and regulations. Electrical codes and regulations are designed to ensure the safety of people and property. Failure to comply with these codes can result in serious consequences, including fines, property damage, and personal injury. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous if not performed correctly. It is always better to err on the side of caution and seek professional help when needed. As long as the splices are made in accordance with the NEC, it is legal and safe to have wiring spliced together inside your breaker panel. If you are still in doubt, you can consult a licensed electrical inspector. Firstly, they can review your wiring and ensure that it meets all applicable codes and regulations. Secondly, they can provide you with peace of mind knowing that your electrical system is safe and up to code. Proper planning and execution are key to safe and effective electrical work. By following the guidelines outlined in this explanation and consulting with qualified professionals, you can ensure that your electrical system is both safe and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. Remember that electricity is a powerful force that should be treated with respect. Always take precautions to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Electrical safety is not just a matter of following the rules, it is a matter of life and death. Do not take shortcuts or cut corners when it comes to electrical work. Always do it right the first time. And if you're not sure how to do something, ask for help. If unsure, seek out a qualified electrician and they can give you the advice and insight you need for your own situation. There can be many things that are required when dealing with electricity, and it is not worth ignoring these things. Firstly, it can risk your own safety. Secondly, it can risk those around you. Thirdly, it can ruin electrical systems. Fourthly, it can be a code violation. It is important to always put safety first when dealing with any type of electrical work. Always make sure that you are following local codes and ordinances and any specific manufacturer's instructions. If you are not comfortable doing electrical work yourself, it is always best to hire a professional. A qualified electrician will have the knowledge and experience to do the job safely and correctly. This is a general overview, and it is best to consult with a licensed electrical contractor for specific advice. Remember, safety first, follow the code, and when in doubt, call a professional. Working with electricity can be dangerous, so it is important to take all necessary precautions. Firstly, always turn off the power before working on any electrical circuit. Secondly, use insulated tools to avoid electric shock. Thirdly, wear safety glasses to protect your eyes. Fourthly, never work on wet surfaces. And fifthly, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, call a professional. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a set of standards for electrical wiring and equipment in the United States. It is published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and it is the most widely adopted electrical code in the world. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It is important to follow the NEC when installing or repairing electrical wiring and equipment. The purpose of the NEC is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is designed to ensure that electrical systems are safe and reliable. The NEC is not a law, but it is often adopted by state and local governments as part of their building codes. This means that it is legally required to follow the NEC in many areas of the United States. The NEC is a complex document, but it is important to understand its basic principles. Firstly, all electrical wiring and equipment must be properly grounded. Secondly, overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, must be installed to protect circuits from overloads and short circuits. Thirdly, wiring methods must be appropriate for the environment in which they are installed. And fourthly, equipment must be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. The NEC is a valuable resource for electricians, contractors, and homeowners. It provides guidance on how to install and maintain electrical systems safely and reliably. If you are planning to do any electrical work, it is important to consult the NEC to ensure that you are following the proper procedures. Electrical safety is essential for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. By following the NEC and taking the necessary precautions, you can help to ensure that electrical systems are safe and reliable. When in doubt, consult a qualified electrician. The NEC is not a static document. It is constantly evolving to reflect changes in technology and safety practices. The NFPA updates the NEC every 3 years to ensure that it remains current and relevant. Staying up to date with the latest edition of the NEC is essential for anyone who works with electricity. The NEC is available for purchase from the NFPA website. It is also available in many libraries and bookstores. Online resources, such as the NFPA website and various electrical forums, can also provide helpful information about the NEC. If you are serious about electrical safety, it is important to invest in a copy of the NEC and to stay informed about its latest updates. The National Electrical Code also provides detailed tables and examples to aid in understanding and applying its requirements. Firstly, these tables can help you determine the correct wire size for a given load. Secondly, the examples can illustrate how to apply the code in specific situations. Using these resources can help you to avoid errors and to ensure that your electrical work is compliant with the NEC. When working with electricity, it is always important to take your time and to pay attention to detail. Rushing through a job or cutting corners can lead to mistakes that can have serious consequences. Taking the time to do the job right the first time can save you time and money in the long run. It can also help to prevent accidents and injuries. Electrical work requires a combination of knowledge, skill, and experience. It is important to have a solid understanding of electrical theory and to be proficient in the use of electrical tools and equipment. Experience is also valuable as it allows you to develop a sense of how electrical systems work and to anticipate potential problems. The NEC specifies approved methods for splicing wires within enclosures. These methods include firstly, the use of listed wire connectors, such as wire nuts or crimp connectors. Secondly, soldering and brazing when performed by qualified individuals. And thirdly, the use of terminal blocks designed for splicing. All splicing methods must provide a secure and reliable electrical connection and must be properly insulated. The NEC also addresses the issue of box fill. Box fill refers to the amount of space that is occupied by conductors, devices, and fittings within an electrical box. The NEC limits the amount of box fill to prevent overcrowding and to ensure that there is adequate space for heat dissipation. Overcrowded boxes can overheat and can pose a fire hazard. To determine the maximum box fill for a given box, you must consult the NEC tables. These tables take into account the size of the box, the size of the conductors, and the number of devices and fittings. It is important to follow the NEC box fill requirements to ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. The NEC also requires that all electrical boxes be properly supported. Boxes must be securely fastened to a structural member of the building, such as a stud or joist. This is to prevent the boxes from becoming loose and creating a safety hazard. Boxes can be supported by a variety of methods, including screws, nails, and clamps. The specific method of support will depend on the type of box and the location where it is installed. It is important to choose a support method that is appropriate for the application and that will provide adequate support for the box. Another important aspect of electrical safety is grounding. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect people and equipment from electrical shock. The NEC requires that all electrical systems be properly grounded. Grounding is typically achieved by connecting the metal parts of electrical equipment to a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe. The grounding electrode provides a low resistance path to ground, which helps to dissipate fault current. Grounding is a complex topic, and it is important to consult the NEC for specific requirements. The NEC also addresses the issue of overcurrent protection. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. Overloads occur when a circuit is carrying more current than it is designed to handle. Short circuits occur when there is an unintended connection between two conductors. Overcurrent protection devices will trip or blow when a circuit is overloaded or short-circuited, which helps to prevent damage to equipment and to reduce the risk of fire. It is important to select the correct size overcurrent protection device for a given circuit. The size of the overcurrent protection device should be based on the ampacity of the conductors in the circuit. The ampacity of a conductor is the maximum amount of current that it can safely carry. The NEC provides tables that list the ampacity of various types of conductors. It is important to consult these tables to ensure that you are using the correct size of a current protection device for your circuit. In addition to the NEC, many state and local governments have their own electrical codes. These codes may be more stringent than the NEC, and it is important to comply with them. To find out about the electrical codes in your area, you can contact your local building department. The building department can provide you with information about the codes that are in effect in your area. They can also answer any questions that you may have about electrical safety. Firstly, ensure that all splices are accessible for inspection and maintenance. Secondly, do not overload the breaker panel with too many splices. And thirdly, use proper strain relief to prevent stress on the connections. Remember to check your local codes, as they may have additional requirements. Splicing wires inside a breaker panel is a common practice, but it is important to do it correctly to ensure safety and compliance with the NEC. In Massachusetts, electrical work is regulated by the Massachusetts Electrical Code, which is based on the National Electrical Code. The Massachusetts Electrical Code may have additional requirements for amendments to the NEC, so it is important to be aware of these differences. To find the Massachusetts Electrical Code, you can visit the website of the Massachusetts Board of State Examiners of Electricians. The website provides access to the current edition of the code, as well as other helpful resources. The Massachusetts Electrical Code covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It is important to follow the Massachusetts Electrical Code when installing or repairing electrical wiring and equipment in Massachusetts. The purpose of the Massachusetts Electrical Code is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is designed to ensure that electrical systems are safe and reliable. The Massachusetts Electrical Code is enforced by local building inspectors. Building inspectors are responsible for inspecting electrical installations to ensure that they comply with the code. If an electrical installation does not comply with the code, the building inspector may issue a violation notice. A violation notice requires the homeowner or contractor to correct the violation within a specified time period. Failure to correct a violation can result in fines or other penalties. The Massachusetts Electrical Code is a valuable resource for electricians, contractors, and homeowners in Massachusetts. It provides guidance on how to install and maintain electrical systems safely and reliably. If you are planning to do any electrical work in Massachusetts, it is important to consult the Massachusetts Electrical Code to ensure that you are following the proper procedures. There are several resources available to help you learn more about electrical safety and the National Electrical Code. Firstly, the National Fire Protection Association offers a variety of training courses and educational materials on electrical safety. Secondly, many community colleges and vocational schools offer courses in electrical wiring and electrical safety. Thirdly, there are many online resources available that provide information on electrical safety and the NEC. These resources can be a valuable source of information for anyone who wants to learn more about electrical safety. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone has a role to play in preventing electrical accidents. By following the guidelines outlined in this discussion and by taking the necessary precautions, you can help to ensure that electrical systems are safe and reliable. Remember that electricity is a powerful force that should be treated with respect. Always take precautions to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Always de-energize circuits before working on them. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses and gloves. Use insulated tools. Inspect electrical cords and equipment regularly for damage. Never overload electrical circuits. Keep electrical equipment away from water. Teach children about electrical safety. Test ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs regularly. Hire a qualified electrician for electrical work that you are not comfortable doing yourself. By following these simple tips, you can help to prevent electrical accidents and to keep yourself and your family safe. And remember, when in doubt, always consult a qualified electrician. They can provide you with expert advice and guidance on all aspects of electrical safety. If there is an emergency, always call 911. Electrical emergencies can include electrical fires, down power lines, and electrical shocks. It is important to know what to do in these situations to protect yourself and others from harm. If you see a down power line, stay away from it and call the power company immediately. Do not touch the power line or anything that is in contact with it. Down power lines can be extremely dangerous and can cause serious injury or death. If someone is being electrocuted, do not touch them. Call 911 immediately and try to turn off the power source. Use a non-conductive object such as a wooden stick or a broom handle to push the person away from the power source. Once the person is free from the power source, check for breathing and pulse. If the person is not breathing, begin CPR. If the person has a pulse but is not breathing, provide rescue breaths. Continue CPR or rescue breaths until emergency medical personnel arrive. Electrical safety is a serious matter, but it is not something to be afraid of. By learning about electrical hazards and by taking the necessary precautions, you can protect yourself and others from harm. Remember to follow the guidelines outlined in this document and to consult a qualified electrician when in doubt. By working together, we can make electrical systems safer for everyone. Also consider some general electrical maintenance. Regularly inspect your electrical panel for any signs of damage, such as rust or corrosion. Make sure that all of the breakers are labeled correctly. Test your ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, monthly to ensure that they are working properly. Replace any damaged or frayed electrical cords. Use surge protectors to protect your electronic equipment from power surges. Keep flammable materials away from electrical equipment. Do not overload electrical outlets. Use extension cords sparingly. If you must use an extension cord, make sure that it is the correct gauge for the appliance that you are using. Never run extension cords under rugs or furniture. By following these simple maintenance tips, you can help to keep your electrical system in good condition and to prevent electrical accidents.